Hey guys, welcome back with another video with Linksy. Today we're going to look at how fast you can get a rampage on good old Taurox in the Mortal Empires map. As you can see, we're in the Mortal Empires and we're going to get him a very fast rampage going. So first thing you want to do is you want to get a little bit of the movement cheese here. You could do it without the movement cheese, it's absolutely possible. However, I highly recommend you use it because it will make things easier. It will make things easier and potentially faster. Now, ideally you get the cunning trait on your Bray Shaman, as it will make this much easier and much more possible, as this is based on a ambush on the sisters, which can only be done if you actually manage to get the ambush going. Now that said, we just get going and we want to place our lord just over there, so just keep moving and you should be fine. The movement cheese is very useful in this regard, as it gives you that little extra bit of movement to be able to attack the city from back there. So move your lord over there and then attack the settlement. You're going to want to attack and declare war on this settlement in this region. You are basically going to fight anyway, so you might as well do it. Encircle the settlement in that area and embed the Bray Shaman into your army. This is going to be important, as when you sack and raise the settlement of the temple, you're going to want to fight the sisters over the end turn. So fight this battle. It's a straightforward battle. For this battle you want to use your entire army if possible, so set up your Ungar herd in a manner that you can use them to flank and break the army, and prepare your Gore herd from the other side through the forest trees. Your main force is going to be consisting of your Minotaurs, of course, your Bray Shaman, your Gorgon, and of course good old Taurox himself. Start going and charge. You're going to want to distract them as much as you can and split their forces in small bits. Surrounding their forces will stop their really strong dark shards from firing at your units, and those are the biggest issue that they're going to have in terms of dealing with units. So surrounding them will force them to move their ammo about and try to dodge as much as possible, as this is going to be really important in the long term. You want to take as little damage as possible, so cycle charging is going to be very important. Use your Gore herd and Ungor herd to deal with the dark shards, as they are the biggest problem, and as soon as one of them breaks, send the harpies in to deal with them, as they are going to be your way into dealing with this. You need to keep your Minotaurs and your Gorgon as healthy as possible, and cycle charging is the way to go. Use any magic you can to try and weaken the enemy as much as you can. Minotaur cycle charging and Gorgon cycle charging is important. As we said there, they're running away, so chase after them and deal with them as best as you can. Minotaurs will deal a lot of damage and you're gonna be fine. Remember to take off guard mode if you have perpetual guard mode activated, as that will tend to deal a lot of damage. RP should be able to deal with the dark shards, and terror routing the rest of the army should bring you victory with very minimal losses in this fight. As you can see, we mostly terror routed the enemy forces. At this point you want to click Raise in Advance. This is for the casualty replenishment rate, which is very important for you to conserve your army right now. Any additional movement that you will get. Keep in mind we're playing this on Legendary, so it does make a big difference. So you can see we do have just enough movement to get to the Sisters of Twilight. Now if you're playing on any other difficulty other than Legendary, this is the place where you save, and you essentially need the save scum to be able to do this. Unless you get it the first time, you won't be able to beat this army head on. This is too strong for what you have. The elven units are way too good for what you're fighting with, and they will tend to shred you, mostly because they're missiles and you have large targets. However, if you ambush them, you should be able to get a should be able to get an auto resolve. Going straight forward And we were lucky here, and I haven't save scummed yet, so woohoo, great. You auto-resolve, you keep your entire force alive, you take either the money, or you take the replenishment, or the Bestial Rage, according to what you're going for. If you're going for a super fast, endless rampage, you take the Bestial Rage, because you want the Endless Rampage by turn 3 or 4, which is possible if you kill the captives and get your Bestial Rage really high. However, in this case, I'm actually going for that in this case, since it doesn't matter. And apart from this, you also get super high replenishment rate on your brass ball, which is important. At this point, you move as fast as possible over there, go into Juggernaut raiding, and then go in hidden encampment stance, which essentially gives you almost full replenishment. Recruit the units that you need. I would say Unger Raiders are going to be really useful here. The more raiders you have, the better, as these guys are missile units and they do really well on higher difficulties, but this is of course in your hands. Now, leveling up, go whatever direction you want. I suggest Dark Obductory, but it's also a good idea to go with Primeval Rage and buffing up Taurox, since you want Taurox to be relatively strong early on in the game. You let good old Taurox over there rest, and that is your first turn. As you can see, we have 7 momentum. That's because of the battles we won this turn, and apart from that, we are almost full with our harsh rampage streak. We have 28 in 1 turn. This will be also better next turn, as I show you in a second. So on turn 2, you're going to notice that good old Kata comes here and settles Temple of Habituat, and this is essentially a ruins because you've broken it. You're going to move to this side, just on the road, and it's very difficult to get it right every single time. Even slightly there is good. You're going to attack this, you're going to declare war, and you're going to fight this. His army is in tatters because he just set up the settlement, and you're just going to auto-resolve this. You could give yourself this, just gives you better odds, but you're not going to lose any of your units, and you're going to have blown up his settlement. You're going to choose raise and advance, as this gives you extra movement and you're gonna need it. Now, since it kind of glitches a little bit here, you're gonna want to use the movement cheese again to be able to do what you want. You've completed the challenge, but we are so close of getting a harsh rampage going. So what we do is we pull our good old very loyal Brave Shaman out, and we start moving. We start moving towards our intended target over there. Because for some reason this terrain doesn't let you to move every single time. It kind of gets blocked because it is so tiny overall. You move over there. Now, if you do Juggernaut trading, you should be able to reach. And but I don't want to use Juggernaut raiding for this, and you're gonna go and siege the Plain of Spiders. If you auto-resolve this, you're gonna lose a lot of units, so we're gonna fight it manually. However, before we upgrade our good boy over here and make sure this guy is upgraded, sadly this guy won't be in the army because of the result of what happened. Now, you want to give him Traitorkin and bring him very close because he's going to be needed to be able to next turn put him in the army. We're going to fight this manually, and we're going to get a very simple victory here. For this fight, we're going to mostly use our Unger Raiders and our core battle group that we have with good old Taurox the Brass Bull over here. We're going to move forward and we're just going to charge in here. We're going to make sure the Skeleton Archers don't get to do much damage by sending the Ungers over there while we charge over in this side. The Ungers are hidden for the most part, so you're going to be fine. You guys are going to go in there and charge in. And keep remember to activate Blood Beast. It causes fire damage, it causes good, decent damage against these units, and it is brilliant. Skeleton Spearman being shot in the rear, and yeah, the charge initially just breaks these armies really quickly, and that's basically it. This is the entire fight in of itself. Go on very, very quickly. Go over there, run, split your forces, do the usual things of just skirmishing down the units as fast as you bloody can. So they're down, and yeah, they're just gonna die. And over here, blood feast again, just keep fighting. The Minotaurs will take some damage fighting against the spears, but overall, you're fine. Okay, get them up. Yeah, that is GG. They were about to summon the Ushabti over there, but hey, that ended before it could be an issue. Now, here you do one of two things. I highly, highly recommend you raise the Hearthstone over here, as this will give you a turn of replenishment, turn of recruiting, a lot of units, and next turn you will be able to have good old the Brave Shaman back in your army. But that said, you have started the Rampage, and this is glorious, absolutely glorious. So you're gonna want to raise the Hearthstone, or even loot and raise, and then take the settlement again using your momentum to do so. So claim the reward, Horrific Onslaught, gonna reduce enemy leadership, gives you the dread, etc. And then you are going to grab good old Taurox, use the movement, and you're gonna raise a Hearthstone there. So he replenishes, you recruit those 3 and recruit 4 of them. Next turn you will put the Brave Shaman of the Wild inside the army, and you're gonna have a full stack of units that you're gonna use. Congratulations, you have a Rampage on turn 2. Now, where do you go from here? You can go all the way up to the Red Desert, Shotruck Mount, Regudu Gorge, Altar of Ultimate Darkness. I forgot the settlement that... wait. Yep. Altar of Ultimate Darkness, Hal Caldra. You can take the Great Arena and Nagarond in turn 3. If you run out of momentum around here, Hal Caldra, because you would have achieved Cataclysmic Rampage, then your entire Rampage kind of chills down. However, I have managed to get all the way to Nagarond in one turn, and then the problem is I wasn't able to re-trigger the Rampage instantly in the same turn because of lack of movement and lack of armies in the area. You could, however, once you activate Savage Rampage and you get Stampede of the Chosen, you're able to pretty much find a good area where you can trigger your Cataclysmic Rampage in the same movement slot. It's good that you stay in this area, however, for one turn, as it will give you the replenishment and it will give you the units that you need. This is a good region of doing things. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions with regards to Taurox the Brass Bull, put them in the comments below and I will reply to you. Have a great day and goodbye.